right at the beginning of the
You're like, I have to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Okay, great. Well,
Hey,
welcome back.
thank you. I'm so excited to be back.
Yay! I'm so excited to have you back. I rewatched almost our entire episode last
Yes.
night, and I was like, "This is so good.
This is so good, right? This duo, it's
It's
unstoppable.
great. It's so
good.
perfect.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I hit the point too where trying to find new people every time is a little bit. It's a lot. It can
That's
be
a
a little
lot.
stressful. And then
Yeah.
trying to manage everybody's schedules.
Yep.
And I was like, I need to make this a little easier on myself and have like
100%.
someone recurring coming back.
Yeah.
And I was like, who do I want to bring back? And your episode did so well.
I
too.
know, that's what you said. I'm so
Yeah.
excited about that.
Me
That's
too.
amazing. Thanks.
Yes. You guys love her. I listened. We brought her back.
I love you too.
It's crazy because most of the episodes that have done really well and hit like over 1,000 views already,
Yeah.
it's people who have like high followings.
Right.
But like yours just like skyrocketed in
That's
the first
so
couple
great.
days. And I was
love
like,
that.
whoa.
Okay. Just brush these shoulders off.
Right? I know. Props to you. Plus, too, I
And
think
you.
like, thank you.
It was both of us. It's the combo.
It's the combo. Well, yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, like doing this alone can be a lot sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm sure. I
It's
can't, and you
a
juggle a lot all the time, every day. I can't even imagine.
I feel it sometimes. I'm like, Melissa, what
Yeah.
what are you? You know, you're like a fire-eating mermaid that now has a podcast and
Yeah.
EMC certificate. Like sometimes I get so confused with
Yeah.
myself, and I'm like, who are you?
You're a superhuman.
Yeah, but you know, like that's why I'm excited to have another person on like regularly.
Yeah.
Because then too, we already kind of peeked through what we're going to be talking about later.
Yes.
But some feedback I had gotten is that a lot of the episodes right now are about people's experiences,
Right.
which was a goal of mine to like bring to light like what we go through as these beautiful women entertainers.
Yeah.
Not to be here calling ourselves beautiful, but
Hey, own it,
yeah,
love it, embrace it.
love it as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Being
god.
honest.
Yeah. But too, you know, the funny thing is I've never watched a podcast before.
That's interesting because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm trying to think. I don't often watch podcasts, but I feel like now in this time, in this day of podcasting,
Yeah.
so everybody films the session as well.
Mhm.
So when you go on Spotify, for example,
Yeah.
you see the video play, which
Yeah.
is really interesting. It's nice to be able to connect to people in that sense
Definitely.
and see them to
Yeah.
match a body to the voice.
Totally.
Because I don't know about you, but have you ever listened to something or like a cartoon, any animation with a certain voice, and then you see what the person looks like? And
Oh yeah.
sometimes it's dead on in your mind, and sometimes you're like, wow, I thought
Way
you looked
different.
completely
Yeah.
I thought you looked completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. The visual aspect I feel like is fun.
Yeah.
So, but also like now, like I've had some more podcasts popping up on my personal page and
Yeah.
I'll watch theirs. And it is interesting seeing like the 15-second ones that like hit so deeply. Like when
Right.
people talk about something so heavy.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of like educated people.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I kind of want to start shifting my podcast just from being about experiences to like what kind of like how can we dive in deeper and
Right.
talk deeper about these issues?
Yeah.
Especially, that's right, I haven't had you on. So the interesting thing is a lot of the most intense comments I've gotten have been the short little clips
Okay.
where, you know, I am mentioning something about rape and
Right.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it actually, like sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and read some comments and it breaks my heart and like,
Yeah.
and I'll get really triggered.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
it's
bet.
insane. And it's made me realize like the need, like there is a need to dive deeper into this topic of like men and women's roles. Like
Totally.
what is going on here in America? How do
Mhm.
we see, you know, men and women? And it's very like convoluted and confused
Yeah.
right now.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a dumpster fire.
Oh my God,
It is
yeah.
such a crazy time to be alive.
It's insane.
It's wild.
Yeah. And I'll admit too, like I started this with the intention of I'm not coming to say this is my opinion and how, because I'm
Right.
confused too.
Yeah. And
I
we
don't know
all,
either.
we talked about this last time. Our opinions and our views change.
They do.
Like
exactly.
they grow and evolve with us as
Yeah.
human beings. Hopefully, some of us go in the opposite direction,
Yeah.
and they, and we become more close-minded.
Yeah,
Some
totally.
it's like everybody is unique and individual, and it can go in a multitude of ways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what was so interesting about these last two episodes that were back to back was that they were two very differing views. And even like watching my face and listening to myself.
I love that because no filter.
Yeah,
I feel like and that's because you are on camera, so getting to watch your face, you're like,
Yeah.
"Ooh,
If you're
I
just
need to work
listening.
on that.
Yeah.
I need to work on like that, hiding that reaction."
And I have always been just the blunt, like you say something I don't agree with, or I'm
Yeah.
shocked by, I'm just like, what? Like,
yeah. Good.
and my thoughts come out like so automatically.
Word vomit.
Yes.
yeah.
And so sometimes I'll listen back and I'll be like,
Ooh.
no wonder some of my friends don't want to come on my podcast. But yeah, I've had moments where like right before I post on Instagram, I'm like, I'm just not gonna post.
I'm gonna
Let
maybe
me-
cut. Yeah.
And then I like think about all my girlfriends because they are all very liberal and very opinionated in that.
right.
And I'm like, you might not agree with that one. I don't want to start that conversation.
yeah, you're like, I'd
I'll
rather
just
not.
leave that on TikTok.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That's hilarious.
But the idea of this isn't like, this is the thought that everybody has to have. It's
Right.
opening
Yeah,
the dialogue,
of course.
and like having the conversations and just beginning the discussions, and
Yeah.
hopefully it'll trigger discussions for people everywhere.
Yeah.
And even there was somebody who had left a comment on one of the ones about my experience of
Mhm.
being whatever.
Mhm. Yes.
And he made a comment, and that day I was livid,
right.
and I went after all of them,
Yeah.
like probably a little bit too aggressively to where I felt a little bad after. I like posted on my story and tagged all of them.
never fight the trolls. It's the number one rule.
I know. It's like
I have done that too, and it's a wormhole that you
It
will
is.
never.
You're
And
not gonna
there's
win.
never going to be any resolution.
No.
You're never going to be
No.
happy with what
There's
is
no
said. Like
point.
it's horrible. But
Yeah.
I've been there. Don't do it again.
I won't. I know. Sometimes I just can't read
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
know?
You can't.
I feel like I have to actually for
yeah.
research, you
You do
know?
have to. But you don't have to react.
I don't.
Right?
I should not.
There is no should, but it will make you happier. It will preserve your peace more
Definitely.
to not. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to remember.
And
just
I
have
say
to
this from
remember.
experience because I have done these same things
Oh my God.
on various things throughout the years. The
Yeah.
internet trolls are the worst.
Ugh,
Don't be a troll.
Don't
It
do
is
it.
awful.
There's
It's
no
not
point.
okay. it
I
sucks
have
for
to-
everybody.
yeah.
It's bad karma.
Yeah.
It will get you.
Truly. I have to remind myself too, like all the comments actually boost the engagement and get
Yeah.
my video more views.
That's why they have a saying that's like there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
means you're pushing somebody's buttons.
Exactly. It's obviously working.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
the point, to
Yeah.
have like the viral reels that like
Exactly.
trigger people.
Yeah.
But when it's about such a heavy topic,
Yeah, it's tough.
It's
and
hard.
something so deeply personal. It's
exactly.
Really hard.
It's very hard to not react.
Yeah.
But there's a need to
Yeah.
bring these things up.
Definitely.
And to like talk about them, and
Yeah.
to, even if like we don't see the results of it, to just plant the seeds in people's minds
Absolutely.
of like, hey, maybe think about this and how this hurts people, and
Right.
like this is a real thing,
Yeah.
you know, like, or something as simple wow, this was not what I was planning on talking about at all.
That's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. We're going to go on an adventure.
Exactly. That's why you're going to be recurring.
Yeah.
You should see the notes I have on your episode. I was like, wow, there's so many different ways we could go.
There are. We covered a lot of
insane.
ground.
We did.
And we will do it again.
We will.
We're going to do
Many
it right now.
times.
We're going to do it again and
Brace up.
again.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. But yeah, something really interesting that I noticed is that I remember watching in a TV show that just because someone doesn't say no doesn't make it a yes.
Right.
And it's so crazy because I heard that and it didn't make any sense to me
Mhm.
until I was in a situation where I didn't even realize my lack of no was not a yes until
Right.
after the situation, and I was crying and I was like, that was not a
Why?
yes.
Why? Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
it's interesting, but like if it's never brought up,
Mm-hmm.
you just don't really even know for yourself.
Yeah.
And same for this isn't just for men to be like, hey, don't do this.
Yeah.
It's same for women too to be like, hey, you can stand up for yourself.
Absolutely.
So
and you should.
and you have
You
to.
have to.
You have
because
to.
if you don't, people will eat you alive. Truly. You have to set
Yes.
boundaries. They will push you as far as they possibly can. You have to protect yourself
Exactly.
because nobody else is going to do it for you.
It's so true. And
But with saying no, because I think that's a really interesting thing. And
Mhm.
I struggled for my entire young adulthood with saying no,
same.
because I feel like women and girls specifically are conditioned to people please.
Yeah.
And there's this really amazing movie called Room, and it's about it's really good. It's based off of a true story, and it's about how this girl was kidnapped and held hostage for years and had a baby with her abuser.
Oh,
and
shit.
they finally escaped because her and her son pretends like he's dead. And she asks her abuser to roll him up in a carpet and take him out of the space because she can't be around him anymore. She tells her son, she's like, you're going to close your eyes. You're going to pretend like you're asleep until the car stops and the door opens. And then you're going to run out and find the first person you see and scream and say, I need help, and explain the situation. And they do it and they're saved. But there's this really interesting transitional highlight where they focus on the family's life when she comes home with a child she had with her rapist and abductor and abuser. And there's this amazing scene between her and her mom where she was like, her mom said, she said something along the lines of just be kind. You can try some kindness. And she was like, be kind, Mom. That's exactly why the fuck this happened to me, because I wanted to help the dog and his puppy and he took me. No, I'm not going to be kind.
Yeah.
Fuck that. And sometimes you really have to.
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous and people will take advantage of you.
They will.
And people pleasing is such a dangerous thing because you're going against what you feel naturally just to appease somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's always going to make you feel icky and can get you in really bad situations.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this firsthand experience. And it's really, really hard to say no, but it's so important that you get to a place where you do know what your boundaries are so you can say it. Because when you're young and still your whole life, sometimes you're not exactly sure what your boundaries are in a certain situation.
Totally.
But you do know when something doesn't feel good.
Yes.
And that your intuition will never lead you astray. It will never lie to you. So if something does not feel right, fuck politeness and apologize later if you need to. Just say no.
Yeah.
Or don't. You don't owe anybody anything. And you have just as much of a right to take up space and assert your boundaries as the other person does.
100%. Yeah. So true. It's so important. And the hard thing is you don't always know what feels right and wrong.
Yeah. It's hard. You really have to listen.
Yeah.
And you got to be really in tune with yourself. I feel like a lot of people, it's a lifelong process to really find yourself and practice self-love and self-care and listen to yourself. But it is important that
Yeah.
that you really develop those skills and understand, what it is you want and
Totally.
what it is you don't want.
Yeah.
So you can say it, because once you identify and define what you want and what you don't want, that's how you manifest and make things happen.
Mhm.
Or, the other way around, like cut toxic things out of your life.
Yeah. And it's like you said, like you always kind of know in your gut when something feels
Oh,
right
yeah.
or wrong.
Yeah.
It's just, and sometimes, you're already in a situation where you can't really get out
Yeah.
and you just gotta,
That's true.
gotta
You
kind
gotta
of do the best you can.
Yeah.
And like,
Totally.
I think that's why, like for us as, I don't want to say older women, but just women,
Yeah,
we're
women.
not girls anymore. We're in
Mhm.
our 30s, but in our 20s, like I know for me, I didn't know how to stand up for myself.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
and
Not
I
at
would be in
all.
situations where I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
I'm stuck here.
And now I just have to survive to get out.
Yeah.
And which sucks,
Yeah.
like, wow, do I really want to? Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'd rather share it. It doesn't affect me anymore anyway.
Yeah.
But in the situation that I was in, where I was assaulted,
Mhm.
I didn't
In
want
your-
to.
Not your marriage.
Not my marriage.
different
This was
circumstance. Okay.
later on.
Yeah.
This was probably like, I want to say maybe it was around like 2020 time. It was
Okay.
2020.
Okay.
Yeah. In the situation I was in, I was kind of like tricked
Okay.
multiple times to end up in his apartment. Like I was not supposed to be in his apartment.
Yeah.
And it was like a couch. I'll just explain the story.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Let's have some context.
yeah. Otherwise it won't make any sense.
Only if you feel comfortable.
Yeah. It's now a story. And
Yeah.
like, this is something I never thought I would speak on publicly. But as
Right.
the more I've spoken on it, I've noticed the less power it has over me, the less it affects me,
Mhm.
and the more it can help people to understand, like, because sometimes it's like that typical, like, you feel when you're the abused,
Right.
you feel like it was your fault.
Mhm.
And you have to realize it's not your fault, but you don't
No.
realize that until you hear other people's experiences.
Totally.
And this was a situation where for a long time I didn't think it was my fault, but I kind of did a little bit too.
Mhm.
And it goes into this whole like slut shaming culture.
Mhm.
So, after my divorce, I was very confused. And okay, we're just gonna fully dive in all the way.
Let's get in there. I'm gonna
Here we
cross
go.
my
We're getting
legs.
really real. Yeah. I'm just so glad we can always talk about these things like very lighthearted. Oh my god, what was it?
A tiny spider. Just a little
Was
one.
it red?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now we're good.
I don't love that, but
I don't love it either.
blocking
but
that out of my
here's-
brain. What can we
Zen.
do? Nothing. It's fine.
It's totally fine. It's gonna be great. We're good.
Anyway.
Continue.
Okay. So I'm gonna dive into how my sex addiction started.
Okay.
It took a lot of therapy to understand.
Yeah.
So when I was married, I was not allowed to not have sex, basically. So
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know. You have to think
you
about
really, I saw it like she's processing. She's
I got it.
processing. Yeah.
I got it.
So basically, we came back from our honeymoon, and I was sick. I tend to get sick when I'm travel.
Yeah.
And, he was like, all right, let's have sex. And I was like, well, I'm sick. Like, let's
Yeah.
just wait till next
Yeah.
time.
No, thank you.
And he threw a temper tantrum. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Like, I'm like, you're going to get sick too
Yeah.
if we do this. But I was like, okay, well, whatever. Let's, fine,
Right.
Had no idea that I was allowing a pattern to start.
Okay.
So as more time went on,
Interesting. Yeah.
and for the entire time we were married, every day we had sex. Which,
That is insane.
yeah. And I just thought that was
That is so much sex. Like, I love sex too, but like, good God.
I didn't
that's
even realize.
That is, that's a lot.
I had no clue. Like, I thought, if you're in a relationship, you have sex every day.
Wow.
Because that's what happened. And so
Yeah.
what would happen is, and the thing is, so my ex was an ex-felon, right?
Okay.
So he,
How did
I know I'm kind of like,
it's gone. It's gone.
I think it was behind the couch.
Yeah,
We're
I
fine.
think- like, if I scream, don't worry. It's fine.
Oh God. A little horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continue.
So 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 yeah, so he was already dangerous, you know. And I
Right.
knew this in the back of
Was
my
he
head.
a violent offender? Wow.
Okay.
Oh, we don't have to cover this,
I'm like,
but
I always wonder, like, is this something I'm gonna eventually share publicly?
you don't have to.
You know what?
This
I'm gonna
is
share it,
yeah.
and then I'll rewatch the episode and decide if I'm gonna cut it.
Okay, good call.
But it is like just I feel like this is just good things for people to know.
Yeah,
'Cause
for sure.
Obviously, I didn't know. You
Yeah.
know. So he had gone to prison for attempted murder of his father.
Oh,
And
okay.
when I had heard the story, I had a
Right.
strained relationship with my father, not like that.
Yeah, of
But
course.
I had always heard the story as he was protecting his little brother.
Yeah. Okay.
There's just a lot more to unpack
Yeah.
there.
Super
And
complicated.
as I get older and I look back and with all the therapy I've done, I've started to realize more about the situation.
Right.
But anyways, point being,
Yeah. So,
dangerous guy.
dangerous guy. Yeah. So like capable of things.
Capable.
Yeah.
Yeah, very capable. And the longer I was with him, and even looking back, the more I realized the level of danger, you
Right.
know? But because too, I had come from psychological abuse,
Okay.
you just kind of take things as, oh, well, this
yeah.
is normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I'm actually getting hit. So it's fine. And that's
Yeah.
the tricky thing about,
Abuse.
yeah, verbal and
abuse
emotional.
is very real.
Very real,
and it is
very damaging.
very hard to see it when you're in it.
And
It's-
very hard to overcome.
Yeah.
Because I always tell people, physical abuse is easy to spot.
Yeah.
You get hit, you have bruises.
Yeah.
It's obviously a problem.
Yeah.
Emotional and verbal abuse, it's easy to be like, well, I shouldn't cry.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm not getting hit.
Right.
But you have no idea that it is fucking with you. And it's
Yeah.
almost worse than physical
Oh,
abuse.
it's horrible.
It
it
really
is
messes up your brain.
It messes up your brain. It's really hard to understand it and also accept it because you
Yeah.
don't want to accept that the person that you love
Yeah.
that is closest to you really does not have your best intentions
Yeah.
at heart. That's a really tough pill to swallow.
It's really yeah, and that was actually a comment that we got on one of the videos was like, if he or it took. So Sarah Wines a lot was
Right.
saying how, you know, it took the thought of having kids for her to get away from her abusive ex.
Okay. Yeah.
Same for me. It took my dog.
Yeah.
And the comment was, it took a kid for you to realize, like the thought of a kid for you
that's
to
rude.
realize. Yeah. And
Don't
I
be
was
rude.
like, you have when
Yeah.
you love somebody,
Yeah.
and when you fall in love with somebody,
Yeah.
they're not abusive at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
So you have all this history.
They typically love bomb you. That's
Yeah.
a classic narcissistic abusive move is to love bomb the
Mhm.
fuck out of you
Yeah.
and then they get you
Yep.
and then it starts and it's totally different than what you
very gradual,
experience. It's
too.
very gradual.
Yeah.
It's really hard to recognize it when you're in it and
Yeah.
hindsight is always 2020. So
Yeah.
you're like, how did I not know? But it's extremely difficult to
Yeah.
understand it
It
because
just
you don't
goes-
want to. There's a major part of you, at least in my experience, that doesn't want to believe
Yeah.
those things about that person.
Totally.
It's really hard.
It's so hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for me with my ex, we were best friends for 4 years before we
Yeah.
dated.
Okay.
And when he was in prison, we wrote letters to each other
Okay,
every 2
yeah.
weeks. So we had stacks and stacks of letters. And that's a bond that like you don't just be like, oh, well, this seems kind of rude, so I'm gonna leave. It's
Yeah.
like you've already built so much.
Right.
So anyways, and again, it started slowly. It
Yeah.
wasn't like immediately like when he threw that first temper tantrum. It was right after our honeymoon. And
Yeah.
it wasn't violent. It was just he was acting like a child. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Okay.
well, this is weird,
This
but
is dumb.
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just trying to help you out so you're not in bed sick.
Yeah.
So anyways, that pattern increased. And the
Right.
way I began to deal with it was I was like, because I was coming from a place of fear and it got to the point of like, I was afraid that he would hit me if I didn't have sex with him. I would teach myself like, just enjoy it. Just teach yourself to enjoy it every
Mhm.
time. And then it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine. So then when we got divorced,
Yeah.
I had trained my brain to always enjoy sex.
Oh, well, that
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
It was a survival
obviously.
thing.
And you're used to having it every day.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
was married too.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, I have my partner. Like, there's nothing wrong with having sex with my husband. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, of course.
So, but then when we got divorced, I didn't realize I had basically trained my brain into being a sex addict because now, like, we had sex every single day.
Mhm.
So for 2 years.
Yeah,
So it's just like,
that is wild.
yeah, even
That's-
still, like, honestly, even as we're talking about it, I'm like, oh, I didn't even, sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't know. That's, oh, you're not, people don't have sex every day when they're in a relationship.
That is wild. But yeah, it totally makes sense why you would think that. That's
Yeah.
what you knew. Hi,
Arbor.
Hi.
We love you,
Hi,
but
baby.
you can't disrupt every episode, okay? So anyways, when we got divorced, I struggled with my sex addiction, and that was that. So anyways, when I met this guy, we had a whole community, right?
Mhm.
And I met him because he was hanging out with one of my friends. And in our community, we all would go to the beach and do acro yoga.
Okay.
And so in our community, it was like common for us to go get dinner at somebody's place. Someone would cook, we'd all eat together. Like, it's a community, it's a safe space.
Yeah.
So he was introduced to me through a friend in the community, and we were all at the beach, and it's a safe space. I'm not thinking anything of it.
Yeah.
So then, it's like sunset's coming, like we're all packing up to go, and he comes up to me and he's like, hey, do you want to grab dinner? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Like,
Yeah.
why not? And he's very attractive. I'm like, sure. So he's like, all right, let's go. So we start walking to go get dinner. As we're walking, he's like, hey, actually, I live right here. What if I just cook for you? And so again, in my head, I'm thinking, like, this guy's like part of the community.
Yeah, and it's what you do.
Yeah,
Like,
we all like take turns like going to each other's place. Like, I was introduced to him through a friend. Like, I'm not thinking anything of it. So I'm like, yeah, sure.
right.
So now I'm in his apartment, and I don't know this guy. But because he's connected with a place of safety for me, I'm not thinking anything's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I had a birthday party to go to later that night. So in my head, I'm like,
it's fine.
it's fine.
Yeah.
We're in the apartment. He starts cooking. And then I'm like looking at his bookshelf. He comes up behind me and makes a move. And I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Zero buildup, just instantly.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of shocked. But then, like, as quickly as he made a move, he stops. So I'm just kind of like, okay, that was
weird.
That was weird.
Yeah.
But whatever. Like, I have a birthday party to go to. I told him I have a birthday party to go to. I'm just going to eat dinner and go.
Yeah.
We eat dinner. It's fine, whatever. And then, I'm going to go. And honestly, like, it's kind of a choppy memory because obviously I blocked some of it out.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
It's a protection mechanism.
Yeah. All I remember is that there was a lot of back and forth. And at some point, something switched. He started being really rude and started calling me a slut. And because of my psychological abuse, he tapped into my issues of being, the subservient, self-pleasing woman.
Yeah.
Not wanting to get screamed at or not wanting to get hit.
Right.
Because of my past.
Yeah.
And then all I remember is that at some point, I was like, well, I need to go back home to walk my dog.
Yeah.
And because now I'm just thinking I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, he's not letting me leave. I need to go.
That's really scary.
It was, and mind you, he was Israeli and super ripped. Like,
okay, that's really
like all muscle.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I need to get back and walk my dog. And I was like, I'll come back. Let me just go walk her and I'll come back,
That's crazy that you're even like, just let me leave.
Yeah.
I will come back. Like, just trying to appease him so you can get out the door. That's really scary. I'm like getting chills listening to this.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It was terrible.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. And this was the tipping point.
And I know this isn't even the worst part.
It's not. It's not.
I'm getting scared. I'm getting anxiety. Yeah.
The funny thing is, I did a horror movie recently.
Yeah.
This was the memory I used for it.
Good. So see, that
came around to help.
A really horrible experience. And
making something good out of it. You have
like
to.
making something beautiful.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to. And that's almost why, like, I share this story now, and I've like given myself the permission to share it because I'm like, look, sometimes if bad things happen, the best thing you can do is share about it to help other people. And you
100%.
Again, it takes away the power of it too.
100%.
So anyways, I'm like, let me walk my dog and I'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
And he says to me, you're not going to come back. So if you're going to go walk your dog, I'm going to follow you to make sure you do come back.
Ew.
I know.
Ew.
Crazy, right?
Like that's
it's
psycho.
insane.
That is
It's actually
psycho
insane.
stalker shit.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And so now in my head, I'm kind of panicked because I'm like, holy
And
fucking
you had
shit.
just met this
I had
person,
just
right?
met him
Like
this
that day. That's
Yeah.
nuts. No.
So now I'm like, fuck, like if I go back home and he follows me, even if I get inside, he's going to know where I live.
Yeah, that's a really smart thing
It's
that you
scary.
deducted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even
I don't
like
want
want to
that.
risk that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, like looking back, I'm always like, could I have handled that differently? I'm not a good driver.
Yes,
I'm
you
not a-
are. Give your. You mean on the road? Are we talking metaphorically or?
Oh, no, I mean like in real life. I'm like, girl, you've never been in the car with me. Thank you. But
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, we're talking about actually driving.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, you are. Don't be mean to yourself.
It's like, wow, thank you for the support. But I'm like the typical,
Okay.
stereotypical girl, Asian short driver. And it's
Oh
not
my
like
God.
I'm causing car accidents, but
Yeah.
it's like, I'm the kind where like if I'm backing up, I'll like bump into a trash can or like I'll be turning and I'll like drive over a curb and be
Yeah.
like, whoops.
Yeah.
Like,
I have some friends like you.
yeah, I'm like sometimes 65 in the slow lane. Like I'm like, let's just keep it here,
This feels good. This
Yeah.
feels good.
So, I'm always like, well, maybe if I had gotten in my car, I could have like zoomed away and like zoomed away and crashed,
That is-
like
Just make. You're like trying to pull like a 3-point turn.
yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we need to get away.
But it's so, like, not in this sense because it's not funny what actually happened, but that would be a hilarious sketch
Like
of
in
like
a
you just trying to
sitcom.
escape but going so slow to get out of your parking
dude. Oh my god.
Oh my
It
God.
just like would not have worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And under the stress and pressure too, like I'm almost more worried I would have crashed.
Right. Of course.
And looking back now, I'm like, maybe I could have driven to a friend's house,
Yeah.
but
or
also-
like any public place, like
Yeah,
go to a
just
Starbucks,
something.
like a grocery store, anywhere with like
Yeah.
lots of people, a restaurant, go
Exactly.
get a table for one,
just
something.
But like I was also so thrown off. I'm like,
Yeah, of
I
course.
don't know what to do.
This is an insane situation.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody knows what to do. in
yeah,
that.
you're like
you, that's crazy.
it's all I know is that I don't want him to know where I live.
And that's really smart.
Yeah.
And some people wouldn't have that thought.
Yeah, it's a scary thing. It's
Yeah. Thank goodness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how you stop something from escalating to a bigger issue,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So at this point I'm like, okay, I just have to get through tonight now.
Yeah.
Like that's my only option is to get through tonight so I can get the fuck out of this situation. But now I'm kind of stuck here.
Yeah.
Like at this point, it's like I don't see a way out.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and he kept calling me a slut. So he's like, "Well, we're not gonna have sex because you're like a dirty girl or whatever." And I just met this guy.
This
So
is
I was like, what the fuck?
This person is psychotic. They are mentally unwell.
Yeah.
Obviously. That is
So
crazy.
like what?
Yeah.
So, anyways, so I'm like, okay, well, he says we're not gonna have sex. Like, I might as well just stay the night
Okay.
and get out in the morning.
Oh my God.
So now, and again, mind you, I was married to
Yeah.
an ex-felon for 2 years, and something that I've learned out of survival is that sometimes the best thing you can do, not
Mhm.
all the time,
Yeah.
not all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best thing you can do is de-escalate a
Yeah.
situation.
Diffuse it.
If you
for
start
sure.
reacting, they'll react more, and it becomes
100%.
more dangerous and more scary. And I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
There are times you have to stand up for yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you see life and death as
Right.
a possibility, the
Yeah.
best thing to do is to tone it down and like, what's the easiest way for me to just get out, play into their game and get out of this?
Yeah.
So, and like, obviously this guy is ripped. Nobody knows I'm in his apartment.
Yeah.
Like, he was in the military. Like,
yeah.
I would not be surprised if he has guns in his apartment
Oh
somewhere.
yeah. I would bet money on it.
Yeah.
like
So
truly.
I'm just like, I just need to survive at this
Yeah.
point and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And two, I'm not even thinking this. I'm now just back in survival mode like I was with my ex.
Right.
So anyways, so we're like, okay, well, we're going to go to bed. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stay. I'm going to stay the night, whatever. Of course, we get into bed. Things start happening. Condom comes out, and I'm like, I thought you said we weren't going to have sex. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, not without a condom, of course. And I'm like, all right. So now I'm back in survival mode, and I'm
Right.
like, you just got to do what you did before. Just enjoy it. That's
Yeah.
the only way
Yeah.
you're getting out of this.
Right.
And I remember too, and this was probably the scariest moment for me. He was on top of me, and at one point he like reached down and like hugged me, but he hugged me really tight, and he was like trying to get away. And
He said that?
I think so. Sometimes I wonder, like, did I make that up in my head? But I do remember him holding me really tight as a way to prove to me that I couldn't get away.
Oh my God. This
Yeah.
man is a scary, dangerous predator. Like, that is insane, dude.
It was scary.
That's really scary.
Yeah,
That's
and-
terrifying. And he's getting off on making you scared. That's
enjoying this.
disgusting.
To be honest, like the crazy thing is, I don't think he understands.
Oh, that scared me. I'm like, my nerves are shot.
I did not realize we'd be diving into a horror movie today.
Exactly.
But yeah, the crazy thing is, I actually do, in a way, feel a little bad for this guy. I don't
That's
think
amazing
he
that you can do that. So I'm like, rip his head off.
Yeah, no, dude. It's actually, all my abusers, I actually feel a little bad for.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think it's because I'm super empathetic. I see where they're coming from, and it's
Yeah.
not that they're trying to be bad people. Even
Right.
with my ex-husband,
Yeah.
the reason I was able to leave him was because I realized it's not that honestly, he wanted to be a good person. I've
Yeah.
never seen anybody fight so hard to make themselves be good.
Aw.
And he wanted to love me.
Yeah.
His brain, he was missing things in his brain, though. I'm
Yeah.
100% convinced. He did not have empathy.
Okay.
He did not have, he was a narcissist.
Yeah.
And a real narcissist, I believe,
Yeah.
their brain has missing pieces.
Yeah. They
It's
do.
not like they're
It's very
selfish.
different. Yeah.
They
And
don't
once you have
have-
it, there's no.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah. No.
You can, and I watched my ex, and he would painfully sit down with me for hours explaining how his brain worked.
Yeah.
And I realized one day, it's like some people are born without arms or legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same thing with our brain.
Totally.
Nothing guarantees that we're born with a perfect brain.
Right.
Some people have pieces of their physical brain missing
Yeah.
that prevents them
Yeah.
from certain things like love or empathy.
Right.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, it was a terrifying situation. Got through the night,
Okay.
left in the morning, and in his head, he's like, oh, this is a beautiful, cute morning or whatever.
Ew.
In my
So he was
head-
like, "Good morning."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no.
He's thinking things are going great.
Were you guys drinking at all? Like, was
No.
any alcohol involved?
None.
No.
None at all.
Oh,
Just a lot of mental health issues.
God, that makes it even for me, because when I am in scary situations like that, this is not what you should do. But I tend to drink more to drown out the feeling because I'm
sure.
so scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to remember it.
Yeah.
Not advocating for that. That's not a good thing to do. Don't do that. but that is what I have done in the past, and what I know people do to numb themselves, because that's what alcohol is. It's a numbing, it's a depressant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that just goes back to survival mode. You know, like you used alcohol, I used techniques I learned to de-escalate a situation. Because, as awful as that was, imagine if I had tried to fight him.
Yeah, no, you can't.
It would have
been
so
really
much
bad.
worse.
He would have really hurt you.
Yeah,
he would have killed you.
I really think so.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I didn't even fully understand what was happening till I finally got back home.
Yeah,
and I just sat down and I started crying.
I'm sure
it was terrifying.
That would be hard I would cry for 3 days.
Yeah, it
straight.
was really awful, and it really messed me up for a good second.
Yeah.
Did
you ever see this person again?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever say anything to him, or
so what ended up happening was we continued talking for maybe 3 days.
Okay.
And then he left to Hawaii. The second he got on the plane, I wasn't even trying to do this.
Yeah.
But the second because he tapped into my my mental health issues and
Right.
my abuse. So like it was
Yeah.
so natural for me to fall back into
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
okay. The second he got on a plane though, something snapped in me, and I honestly don't remember what happened, but I just know I cut things off so suddenly. And he
Yeah.
was shocked. And he was like, "Wait, what? Like, no,
Yeah.
you liked me. Like, what do you mean you're ending?" He was floored.
Yeah.
But it was great because he was gone.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That's great.
too bad.
Good.
You know.
Good riddance. Bye.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But he was part of my community.
I know. That's the tough part. That's really hard.
So what ended up happening though was I told my best friend. I don't think I ever told any of them what happened in detail.
Yeah.
Because also I was still so used to being abused
Yeah.
that
yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you have that. Like,
I
that's
had no
very
idea.
triggering. A lot of stress responses.
Yeah.
And when you're operating in 100% fear and adrenaline, like sometimes you just black out, even
Yeah.
though you are sober. It like
Exactly.
turns into, it's a very
So,
automated response. Like your
Yeah.
body goes on autopilot.
exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, my best friend at the time, and you know, I'll always be thankful to her because she always called things out as it was. Like,
Right.
and she was like, she would call me out at an uncomfortable level, but I
Mhm.
needed it, you
Yeah.
know.
It's nice.
But she heard enough of the story to know it was wrong.
Yeah.
And so she
I love
just
this girl
charged
already.
him with fucking fire and
I
like
love it.
told everyone in the community. He was like blacklisted.
Good.
For a
He
second.
deserves that.
Yeah.
Like, call people out. If
Yeah.
you have friends that are treating
You have
women
to.
or anyone else that way,
Yeah.
call them
You
out.
have to call
They
them
need,
out.
like, people need to know, because that is
Yeah.
a dangerous person and they can escalate. And if they
Yeah.
get away with something like that, they're going to do it again. Like, there's
Mhm.
no doubt about
Absolutely. Yeah. He did go on to, I don't know if date's the right word, but he did get involved with a couple of other girls in the community, and
Okay.
each one was like,
The same
you
thing.
were right.
Yeah.
You were right. I mean, they were able to stand up better than I did because it
Well.
triggered my abusive state so easily.
And you had just met this person.
Yeah.
That would be extremely shocking to find. Like,
yeah, I had
that
no
would be
idea.
crazy.
Yeah. And two, like, I was known for being promiscuous back in that day because I was a sex addict.
Well,
So, you know,
yeah.
people kind of like just kind of at first, some people like nobody totally knew how to take it, and some people shoved it off. And I wasn't like super reactive. Like nobody
Yeah.
knew I cried the next morning,
Right.
you know. So like some people were like, oh well, you know, Alyssa sleeps around, whatever, you know. But then like multiple people had
Yeah.
similar. I don't think it was quite that extreme, but they saw.
That's really, yeah.
Yeah. So he ended up being like kind of shunned.
Good.
So it was very interesting.
Mhm.
And very unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I'm so sorry
Very
that you went through
unfortunate.
that. Like, nobody deserves that. And you are entitled to be as promiscuous or non-promiscuous as you
I mean,
want. And it's something, if
honestly,
you feel good, then
Yeah.
fucking have sex every day.
Yeah.
Like, if it makes you feel good and you feel empowered
Totally.
and like solid in yourself,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You know, but you can love having sex every day and not want to have sex with that person. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
you
Well,
didn't do
that's
anything
why-
wrong. That was,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, it took a long time to understand that. And
Yeah.
and two, like, you know, people go through their hoe phases. Some people do it
Yeah.
in college, some
Of
people do
course.
it later. you know?
Yeah.
I had been a virgin until I got married.
I know, you told me.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy. Then you went to sex every day.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Exactly. And that's why I was like, oh, I guess this is what you do.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know any better.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's like, yeah, makes sense.
And this is another thing I would love to talk to you eventually about is
Yeah.
like, I'm a big believer of you have to educate because I know you have a daughter.
Yes.
And I had not been educated
Yes.
at all.
We talked about this a little bit last time. You told me about your childhood experience, which is
Yeah.
also insane.
Yeah. Girl.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I rewatched the episode and I saw your facial expression. What's hilarious?
It's wild.
It's so crazy.
But yes, it is so important to teach your kids, to educate
Yeah.
your kids, to not have it be such a taboo subject. Like, it
Yeah.
does not have to be. It's a natural thing. Your kids are gonna have sex.
Is
you
a
are
part
going
of
to have
life.
sex.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's so important to treat your kids or teach your kids
Yeah.
how to do it safely and make it a situation, like open the communication line so they can
Yeah.
talk to you about it if they have
Totally.
questions, because they're going to.
Yeah.
And it's your job as their
Have to go through the
guardian to
uncomfortable.
help them, through it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember in ninth grade, I had sex for the first time when I was 16. But in
Wow.
ninth grade, I was 15. And
Okay.
I was in a my school was K through 5, and then middle school was 6th and 7th, junior high was 8th and 9th, and then high school was 10th through 12th. So I went to
Okay.
4 schools. People usually do
Wow.
3.
Yeah.
But I was in my junior high health class, and our school system, there were a lot of issues with the school that I grew up in an agricultural town, Yakima, Washington, Central Washington. There was like a lot of violations of church and state, and there was a bunch of like
Wow.
kind of crazy shit going on between the staff and the students, and just everything was kind of all over the place. But in ninth grade, my health class only taught abstinence. So we were not taught any safe sex like methods. We weren't talked about birth control or condoms or anything like that, how sex works. We were just told not to do it.
Wow.
And in order to pass the class, my teacher asked us she mandated that we all sign an abstinence card stating that we will remain abstinent until marriage.
Shut up.
And I thought that was bullshit, even though I hadn't had sex yet. And I was like, I am not signing that. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it turned into this big thing. They called my parents. They called like the board of the school, and we all had to have a meeting. And I'm like, listen, you cannot, this is not the way to go about things. People are going to have sex anyways. I have not had sex, but I'm sure as hell not making a promise to my ninth grade health teacher that I will save myself for marriage to pass the class. She wanted to flunk me because I would not sign that card. I was an A+ student. Like, no.
Wow.
That's bullshit. And I won, but I had to go I passed the class, I didn't sign the card, and they reevaluated the way that they were going to teach health.
Yeah.
As they should. But like, that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
And people seem to think that, but attempting to control teenagers is going to backfire so hard in your face. Like, the harder you pull and like try to keep them close and protected, the more they're going to push you away.
Yeah.
And I know this firsthand. That like I have a very complicated relationship with my mother specifically, but like, you have to talk to your kids.
Have to.
Like, you need to have open lines of communication. That's so important on, a familial level, to be able to talk to your family about what's going on. And I never felt like I was in a safe space to talk to my family about really anything. We were very much like, no major emotions, like, let's sweep this all under the rug. Like, my mom is definitely a narcissist, and it's really challenging because like their brains do operate completely differently, and there are like they are complex individuals, but like there are just certain things that they are completely incapable of doing or feeling, and it just makes things really complicated. But if you can talk to your kids, it's the most important thing.
So
and
important.
Teach your children about sex, bodies, how they work. For me, as a woman in my late 30s at this point,
you look great. Like, you look amazing.
It's like fine wine, baby. No, I feel way better at 37 than I did when I was 27. So I'm happy to be here.
I feel that too.
But I recently was the head of women's health for an online platform that I was writing for. And I dove really deep into research about hormones and our monthly cycles and how they affect us, and specifically pertaining to health and fitness.
Okay.
And oh my God, I forgot why I'm telling this story.
I do that all the time. Like it happens to me. I'll literally be talking and I'll be looking at the other person and be like, "Who the
What am I talking
going?
about? That's
Why
hilarious.
am I talking for an hour straight? It is a skill.
You
like,
go some places.
yeah. Well, and it's hard when you're talking about all these heavy things and like you're bringing up all these repressed memories and like
Yeah.
and it's just so many different ways, especially when you're bouncing off with someone where the conversation is flowing. You're like, fuck, there's so many different ways I could take this.
Yeah.
But women's health.
Women's health.
If you don't remember
It's
too,
gone.
that's okay.
It's gone. Do you remember? Like, I don't even.
I wasn't quite.
Where are we? What time is it?
Oh my gosh.
What day are we in?
I know
No,
we're
I'm
talking
kidding.
about teaching your
Oh, teaching your kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
There we go.
Yes. Okay. Bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
So, like, I have learned more about women's health in my research in the past 2 years than I had in like my entire 35 years prior to that,
Wow.
because we are living in an unequal world.
Yes.
Like, women are still considered second-class citizens. I would say now, with the president that we have, more so than
Yes,
ever.
100%.
We get paid less than men on hour. Like, we own less land. We have less money in general. Like,
Yeah.
it's just very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they didn't start doing medical testing on women until the late 80s. So most of the medications that you are
Wow.
taking are designed for men. They were tested on men.
Wow.
And we're completely genetically different. Our
Yeah, we are.
hormones operate entirely differently.
Yeah.
Men cycle on a 24-hour cycle. Women cycle on a 25 to 31 day. It's a monthly cycle.
Yeah.
And it makes us like behave and act and feel very differently.
Very different.
And it's such an important thing to talk about hormones and like notice when your child is going through those changes, because it's a really confusing time as is.
Totally.
And there's so much to like, they just started, this infuriates me. They just started testing tampons with actual blood 2 years ago. They were using water before that, which is just a really clear example of how women are like not giving a shit. They're like, they'll be fine. Just like stick a cork in it. It'll be great.
That's crazy.
Yes. And it's water and blood. I mean, anybody knows this. They're completely different. They act differently, like they absorb differently. It's an entirely different chemical makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like versus men, how many pills do we have for erectile dysfunction?
Yeah.
How many pills do we have to treat endometriosis? Am I saying that right?
I don't remember.
Let me tell you, 0. There is none. Like we just aren't giving a shit about. It's awful.
And it's half the population.
And not taken into consideration. No. Half.
It's so true.
It's so unfair and
then
so
we're called
ridiculous.
crazy and overly emotional.
Yes.
And it's like, we're just trying to do that. It's like Andreas said in 2 episodes ago, he was like, the world has subjected women to live in a man's world.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
It's not any different in any industry.
Yeah, it's
we
true.
are all subjected to live in a man's world, and that's just it.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It really is.
I didn't even realize, like, until I got off of birth control, which that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But I didn't even realize how insane periods are.
Yeah.
Until after that, and like especially like, I mean, your job too, but also my job being an aerialist.
Yeah.
Being in the air. With my legs spread wide open. In a tiny thong on my period.
Yeah. It's the worst.
It's insane.
It is insane.
It is so crazy.
Yeah.
And I have people like below me. I have like, even this past weekend, I was on my period and I was in a straddle on the pole and the spotlight was right on me.
Right on your crotch.
Right there. You know, I've got like 100, 200 people looking at me. And I came back home later that night. I had blood through my tampon, blood through my thong. And I was like, the chances that I bled through my costume are very possible.
Yeah.
Very, very possible.
Yeah.
The
And probably
only-
probable.
Yeah.
Did it happen?
I didn't check because I didn't realize till I got home.
Okay.
But the only like thing that made me feel okay was the fact that it was a pink costume. So it's like there's
Yeah.
a good chance that
And people
hopefully-
are far, you know, maybe it's an
those
intimate
spotlights
setting.
are really bright.
Yeah, but I feel like on something like that, like, let me
With a little like
something
that.
like that. Yeah, my niece. I'm 37, okay?
I look great. It's fine. You know, most people can't. Most people who are like 21 can't even lift their leg that high.
It's the quiet. Yeah. I feel like the spotlight could also, like, yeah, maybe, but I think it could also
drown it
wash it
out.
out.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely. Which is
It's-
probably
it's
what I would
possible.
think more. Because
Yeah.
if you think about a spotlight on a red costume, it's gonna whitewash
True.
it.
That's a
you
good
know?
point. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I have had horror stories though. Like, this is my favorite one. I was dancing at Mr. Jones in Miami, and there the poles are among the audience. So
Okay.
you are right there. Like people are right next to you. It's a pole like this,
Right.
a stage pole. So I was dancing and we used to wear fishnets, but you know, they're like the bigger fishnets, so you can
Mhm.
stay on the pole. I was on my period,
Mm.
dancing away, and this girl like taps me on the shoulder and she's like, just so you know,
Oh.
your tampon fell out.
Oh no! Oh my god, the whole thing?
I look down. There is a bloody tampon on my thigh.
This girl
Saved
just
my
so
life.
you know.
She saved my life.
Oh my
like I don't
God.
know how long it had been there for.
Barbara.
It had been there for a minute, I'm sure, and I'm right among the people.
I'm so
like
mystified. Like, so you must have ripped it out in the
it,
on the
must have
pole
like
somehow,
fallen
like,
out
caught-
and just
yeah.
got stuck up in there. But honestly, I prefer that it was
Oh my gosh.
in that setting
Right.
than like if I'd been on stage.
Yeah,
Where
totally.
like you know, probably
Yeah.
like, and people are drinking, so maybe like 5 people saw it.
Yeah, and like
It's
whatever,
disgusting,
it's a
but-
natural thing. Is
Yeah.
it disgusting? Like we can create life. Like
mean,
we have a
yeah.
portal in our vagina.
Literally. I've started to realize too, like, you know, older
Yeah.
men around our age
yeah,
get it by this point. They're like,
yeah.
you're human.
You're human.
It's normal.
It's not
Younger
something
guys,
that's
like-
debatable.
no,
It's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen.
Like it has to
It's
happen.
life.
It is what life is. It creates life. So
Yeah. You know, what are you gonna do?
What
if
are
you're
you
gonna
gonna
judge
do?
it,
Yeah.
you're insane.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's so many, I feel like, progressive artists now that do crazy things with
Yeah.
their period blood. They're like, I'm gonna make this like 10 by 10 foot mural.
Yeah.
I'm gonna collect all my period blood for a year and
Yeah.
make this like
It's-
wall painting.
you know,
And I'm like, power to you. Whatever makes you feel good.
I prefer
But-
the openness.
Yeah.
you know?
It is a very
It's-
natural
it's-
thing.
It's normal.
It's completely normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And this is why I like bringing on moms, burlesque dancers who are
Yeah.
moms, because it's really interesting. Because it's something that I think about. Like, you know, I've been told, you know, because I'm a burlesque dancer, I won't be a good mom because I'm too
What?
sexual. I know.
That is bullshit.
Crazy. Because I used to date very conservative Christian men.
Right.
Because even though I was
Are
no longer.
those the ones telling you this?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Of course.
But one of the shows I did, the singer, she had a 4-year-old daughter.
yeah.
And on her days when she had the kid, she would bring the daughter to the show and have her sit backstage.
Yeah.
And so apparently one time the ex-husband came to pick up the daughter while I was performing, and
Yeah.
I'm the burlesque dancer.
Yeah.
So I guess he got a glimpse of my act, and he got so mad at her, and he was like, "You're bringing our daughter to a whorehouse." And we were all backstage like,
yeah. What the fuck, dude?
"What?"
Yeah.
Like,
excuse me. Did you pay $20 to get in here?
yeah. Like, what are you? First
Yeah.
of all, just to start on the basics, she's not watching the show; she's backstage.
Yeah. Number one.
Yeah, number one. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
But second of all, like, and don't get me wrong, I don't know if it was you that we were talking about this, but in one of the episodes we were talking about, you know, how if there are kids at your burlesque show.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
It is very uncomfortable.
It is.
And sometimes you don't know until
Yeah.
you're on stage and you're like, oh,
Right?
what do I, well,
Yeah.
I have to
Here
do
I
my
am.
job.
Yeah.
Like, it is very uncomfortable. And I'm not saying take your kids to a burlesque show. Let me make that clear.
Yeah. No.
I'm not saying like overexpose your children.
No.
But I am saying like your children are going to get exposed.
Yeah.
They're going to get
100%.
exposed to porn. They're going to get exposed to human bodies. They're going to get exposed to sex.
Yeah.
To make it so taboo, and I say this as a kid
Yeah.
who I did not see my first dick until my wedding night.
That is nuts. And then sex every day. That's my favorite.
I'm
That
like,
is
no
so
wonder
wild.
I have these problems.
Yeah.
My poor parents, like they are so devastated. They've cried a lot because this was not their intention. Like
Yeah.
they never wanted this for me. And they never wanted, like, my mom knows that things have happened to me.
Yeah.
And they feel awful because
Yeah.
they wanted to, like, their whole goal was to protect me, which is why they locked me in my room and sheltered me.
Oh my God, yes.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Look at
It
me now.
won't work.
Like-
It won't work. And also, as a parent, I want happiness for my child. Like,
Yeah.
that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, whatever makes them feel happy and empowered
Yeah.
and like 100% themselves is what you should want for your
Yeah.
kid. Because I feel the same way about my parents. I'm like, this isn't the life that they wanted
Yeah.
for me, but I'm like, it's not their life. It's
Yeah.
mine. And this is what
Exactly.
makes me happy. And this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
I, as a people pleaser and somebody that always listened to her parents, well, most of the time, it's hard to finally be at peace with that in
Yeah.
yourself. Because like a lot of us, even if we undergo like really awful treatment from our parents and unjust situations,
Yeah.
we want to make them proud still.
It's true.
Like, so it's tough. But once you're at peace with yourself and what you're doing and feel
Yeah.
happy and like you're standing in your power,
Mhm.
your parents, they can follow suit or they don't have to. But
Yeah.
if they don't, then that is their problem. It's not yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to sometimes, like, I love my family, but we did not talk for 6 years.
Yeah.
And the thing about that, like, to the point where at one point I was like, I don't have family, period.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Yeah.
done for
That's
me.
intense.
And I didn't even think it would ever come back around. And
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Like, my parents apologized
That's amazing.
profusely to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're in my corner. They stand
That's
behind
great.
me.
Yeah.
They know what I do, and
Yeah.
they are there,
Yeah.
which is amazing. I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
Fuck, where was I going with that? Damn it.
We're talking about kids and being honest and supporting them and making sure like it's about what you want to do with your life and not your parents.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm a big believer though that you do have to set boundaries. If I had never made
Mhm.
that break with my family and said no more, I'm
Mhm.
gone.
Yeah.
Because you are not changing, you are not growing up, you
Yeah.
are not doing the adult thing, and you are hurting me.
Yeah.
Not just me, but you're hurting each other and you're hurting yourselves.
Yeah.
And that was a big turning point. I spent my dad was depressed for like 7 years. I
Yeah.
spent my whole life trying to do the right thing to
Right.
make him happy.
Right.
And I realized it didn't matter how much no sex I was having, how much
Yeah.
I was locked in my room, how
Yeah.
many A's I got.
Yeah.
Nothing would make
No,
him happy.
you can't. And it's not your job.
It's not my job
No.
either. It wasn't until I made that break,
Yeah.
left,
Yeah.
literally left and never went back when
Mhm.
they were not prepared for that to happen.
Yeah.
Got married in secret to an ex-felon.
Yeah.
And just completely.
You really rebelled.
I did. I 100%. Like, I remember my dad was like so angry. He called me. He's like, if you don't come back home right now, I'm disconnecting your phone. And so I was
Mhm.
like, okay. I
Yeah.
bought a new phone number that day.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
he was like floored, you know,
Wow,
and then
yeah.
he couldn't get in touch with me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
if
wild.
I had not done that,
Yeah.
he never would have gone on this whole journey to find peace, to find healing,
Yeah.
to be a better man.
Mhm.
Like, he wouldn't have.
Yeah.
He would have there were other things that I know happened that pushed him to that,
Mhm.
but it never would have happened.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, it wasn't a selfish, this is the important thing about boundaries.
Mhm.
It was not a selfish thing for me to love myself.
Yeah.
Because
No.
me loving myself forced him
Yeah.
to love himself too.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy being unhappy all the time.
authentic. Like sometimes it's really difficult for people that aren't living authentically
Yeah.
to be in the presence of people that are,
It's
and
not.
they do like everything in their power
Yeah.
to like take that from them,
Yeah.
but it is going to backfire.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
this case it did, and then
Yeah.
he did the work
He
to
did the
find
work.
his authentic self and his
Yeah.
voice again, and you guys came back together. That's an
Yeah.
amazing, like,
It's
happily
really
ever after.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where too, like, again, it's I'm gonna say this very lightly because
Yeah.
it's very sensitive. But that's where I guess I have always kind of had an extra amount of empathy for my abusers
Yeah.
because, like, even with my dad, love him to death, it wasn't really his fault. I know
Yeah.
he came
Yeah.
from mainland China,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
my grandfather, super happy, loving guy, but I know he wasn't like that when he was raising my dad.
Right.
And I don't know what he did to my dad. I don't know what happened, but I do know it wasn't great.
Yeah.
I know that, like, my dad went through a lot of hurt as a kid.
Yeah.
And, like, I know that, with me, he was just trying to do the best he could
Yeah.
with what he was taught. And
Yeah.
he tried to make it less extreme, but this is just what he was taught.
Yeah.
This
totally.
is what he was taught love is.
Yeah.
And in his head, he loved me so much
Right.
that he locked me in my room so no bad could ever come to me.
That is so wild. But yes, yeah, totally. I mean,
But
that is
unfortunately,
why.
a lot of bad came
Well,
to me
yeah, you
because of
can't.
that.
Don't lock people in spaces.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Usually, we'll
It's
have
not
the reverse
okay.
effect.
Yeah. It's a bad thing to do.
And I feel so bad because every once in a while he'll just break down and he'll be like,
I'm
"This isn't what I wanted for you."
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
wanted these things to happen to you, and
Yeah.
I worked so hard so that they wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I do really feel for him.
Yeah. But there's no, like, he can't, everybody has their own set of circumstances, and we are all products of like a lifetime of experiences
we're all learning.
and teaching. And I mean, you should have a perpetual student mentality
Yeah.
throughout your entire life, because it's going to flux and flow and all those
change.
things. And it's important to have empathy for other people
Yeah.
and understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And it's a really hard thing to do sometimes.
It is.
So it's beautiful. It's a good thing.
I feel very blessed. And I think the key is just you have to know, and it takes time. It goes back to trusting your gut.
Yeah.
Because at first, like, there were times I let my family, they would apologize, I'd let them come back, and they hurt me.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the moment I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Was when my family came to visit me, and my mom called me a stripper. Not that there's anything wrong with that,
Yeah.
but she meant it to be
she
derogatory.
said it in a derogatory way. Yeah.
And my dad called me ugly.
What?
Yeah. I had dyed my hair blue, and he's like, it looks ugly. Like, you look old. And
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm
done. Exactly.
Like, this is it.
You have to. It's really
Mhm.
hard too when you realize that your parents are people for the first time and that they have faults and
Yeah.
they're not perfect. That's a difficult pill to swallow
It's
as
hard.
well.
It's really hard.
But yeah, it is extremely important to
Yeah.
set boundaries.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, I have had a really complicated relationship with my mother, and I love my mom, and I know she loves me as much as she possibly can.
Yeah.
And she does, like, she went through a lifetime of experiences that have shaped her into the person she is today. And she's a badass and amazing. And she also has, like, some difficult mental things for people
For
in her immediate
sure.
circle to deal with.
Yeah.
But I've gone through periods where I haven't talked to her also. Like, I went through, I think the longest time I didn't speak to her at all for, I think, almost 2 years.
Wow.
And it was really difficult for me to do that, but it was really important to protect my peace because I was devastated and really hurt by some actions that she took. And I just needed to step back.
You have to protect yourself.
You have to protect yourself. And now I love my family. I'm very family oriented, and I want my daughter to have a great relationship with her family. And I want to have relationships with, my parents.
Yeah.
So, but I go into every family situation prepared, like with protection, like using my like knowledge and wisdom and understanding of
Yeah.
like the way that things are and how I need to maneuver to make this like a pleasant
Yeah,
experience.
definitely.
And that is something that I choose to do because I want to have a relationship with my mom.
yeah.
I have friends that are like, no, fuck that. I don't want to have a relationship with these people. And they choose not to. It's like the choice is always yours.
It's always yours.
And it's a deeply personal
Yeah.
choice. And it takes a lot of courage to do either.
Yeah.
But if you are going to have a relationship with somebody that has, you know, hurt you or caused trauma in the past, like a parent, you do need to set very clear boundaries
Yeah.
and really open the communication and not be afraid
Definitely.
to like state your truth if
Yeah.
something is not okay with you and put your foot down. Otherwise, they're gonna, it's like where we started, they're gonna
Yep.
just take it and run.
Yeah.
Like they will walk all over
Very
you.
much so. Yeah.
So
It's so true. I'm just gonna shut this. Sorry,
Yeah.
somebody famous is getting their star put in right now.
oh
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
Yeah.
The number of times I walk out here and like, who's been out here? Ryan Reynolds.
I
Gwen
love Ryan Reynolds.
Stefani. Yeah, his speech was funny. George. Why am I blanking? The funny guy, the Hispanic guy.
I know who you're talking about. I'm not going to say his last name though.
George Lopez.
Okay.
The most like basic like Hispanic name ever.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Yes, I love it.
Oh my gosh. It's fun. I'll like be walking my dog and be like, oh, who's here today?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, hey, Gwen. What's up,
Yeah,
Brian?
exactly. It's great.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Not great when we're doing a podcast and they're
No.
blasting. the
Yeah, I'm
faces,
like, can
though.
you keep it down? I know you're, having a life shifting
you're-
moment right
yeah,
now.
you're
but
being
please
famous
be quiet.
and
Be
whatever.
quiet.
Let me check your time. Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Are we cruising?
We're cruising. Holy cow. Yeah, we're gonna have to like wrap it up
Yeah.
already.
Okay.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
I love it though.
Yeah, me too. It's fun.
It's
It's always a good time.
You're gonna be seeing a lot more of this duo. Just so you know.
Whether you like it
yeah,
or
you
not.
have no choice. All you little trolls out there.
This one's for you.
There was somebody who kept saying, this podcast needs to be canceled. Somebody needs to cancel this podcast.
What?
Well, tough luck for you.
Tough cookies.
Oh my God. But yeah, it's so funny. I had this whole list of things for us to talk about.
I know. We went on
We
went off on a tangent. That's okay. That's
But
the best.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
Like, I think like as like a wrapping up point,
Yeah.
it just comes, this is really about like just learning to set boundaries.
Learning to set boundaries, really fun. Like, it's so much easier said than done, but living your truth
Yeah.
always and understanding that it's going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to flow and evolve, and the person you are today is different than the person you
Very
were
true.
a year ago.
Mhm.
It's different than the person you're going to be in 5 years.
Yeah.
So just constantly practicing self-love, self-care.
Yeah.
It is not selfish. It is
No.
a basic human need, and you have to have time. Like you must do this, practice this daily,
Yeah.
so that you know what your truth is, so you can articulate it and set boundaries with others.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And understanding too what love is and what abuse is.
Yeah,
you know?
totally. Absolutely.
I actually told somebody recently, I was like, people can love you. They can truly love you, and they can still take advantage of you.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean they don't love you,
Yeah.
but it also doesn't mean that what they want of you is right.
Yeah.
You have to know for yourself.
Yeah.
And only you can tell
Only
yourself
you
that.
can tell. And it's going to be different for everybody. That's another,
Everyone.
I know I'll make it very quick, but when it comes to relationships and roles in relationships,
Yeah.
like, it's different for everyone. There is no
Yeah.
one size
No,
fits all.
there's not.
You can't compare yourself to anybody else. You can't compare your relationship to anyone else's.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely unique to you, just
Mhm.
like you are a completely unique person.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
It's so true. And it's a lifelong journey.
it is.
Which another thing I was gonna say, like, you have to remember to have grace with yourself.
Yes,
Like,
100%.
you know,
and love
it's-
yourself.
yeah.
Like, be okay. Like, send the person you were in those really hard moments lots of love, because they did the absolute best they could
Yeah.
with what they had.
Yeah, if you were abused, and you didn't stand up the way you wish you did,
Yeah.
no, it's okay. The only thing you can do is keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And if you abuse somebody too,
Yeah. Accountability.
same, and be like, just accept you did, and just accept, like, I know, like, my dad feels terrible.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can't blame yourself forever. You just need to be like, I messed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. You need to forgive yourself and move on.
I just need to do better.
Yeah.
you
Do
know?
better. When you know better, do better.
And on that note, that's a perfect closing line.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, that
So
was solid.
fun.
Oh my